Ladies and gentlemen, we have a breaking news story here. Really, what would be considered more of a once in a lifetime opportunity to the right buyer. Uh, a holy grail in PlayStation collecting. A 1999 Craftsman double expandable stage for $70,000 listed 4 days ago in St. Louis, Missouri. God bless. A few of you had sent this to me when this was listed a few days ago, and then I had seen it pop up on Reddit, and my God, we gotta look at this thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially on April Fool's Day. Look at this. So right away, what is so hilarious about this listing, and I mean, it makes sense given that whoever put this up, they don't care, but there's no mention at all of this trailer's history and what it was, previously doing, although that's, quite obvious from the signage and the imagery that is plastered on the side. But this was used by PlayStation. These actually showed up a lot. And, well, I mean, obviously it was like an in-person thing you could go to, right? These would be on the road, and you could go walk inside and experience the latest PlayStation products and games that are coming out and things like that, right? They would tour around with these things. But if you never saw one in person or never knew about these, you probably also saw them in PlayStation Underground videos. So Sony would at least, air out that, like, hey, we're doing this, we're on the road, here are the cities we're going to, and things like that. So there's like documented footage of these things being used and stuff. I've never been inside one myself, but that's what this is. And there's just no mention at all of exactly like what this thing was used for. So let's go over this bad boy, huh? Craftsman double expandable stage trailer has been out of service for several years, you don't say. Trailer was pulled out of storage and hauled about 10 miles to a secure lot. Tires are dry and rotted and will need to be replaced before traveling any further distance. Hydraulics are all still working. Both side walls hinge up to allow the stage deck to fold out. Wall panels are then hinged out at front and back of opening and center sections, accordion inward to enclose the space just under 1,000 square feet clear span with flush floor. Center wall panels can also be stowed against the first section to allow an open stage area on one or both sides of the trailer. Very useful. Has 4 commercial glass entry doors. Right rear door has a wheelchair lift. Good, got some accessibility there. And also Kohler 60 kilowatt fast response gen set with John Deere 403739 TF blown head gasket confirmed for 70,000 big ones. Maybe there's some wiggle room on that price. It's been sitting for 4 days. I don't know. I mean, something that pops up like this doesn't sell in 4 days. You got to figure there's some room to work with there. But let's look at these pictures. So we got, PlayStation Portable on there. Looking nice, pretty sexy, hot. PSP logo right there. PSP, PlayStation 2. There's our first commercial door. And then if we go over here, different angle, there's that inward, thing lifting up there. And looks like there's already, because what you'll discover about this thing is that it's certainly been sitting for a long time and picked over, or at least in the sense of like maybe Sony removed certain things, or I don't know what the story was by the time Sony was done with it. But there we go. That flips up. Got some nice PlayStation logos up there too. Going back around, this one says, same side. There's another commercial door. Exit only. Good to know. Live in your world, play in ours. It looks like this is either ripped off slightly with the PlayStation buttons, or maybe that's just sun exposure and that's starting to fade or something like that. Hard to tell from photos, right? It'd be great to have a nice visual inspection. PSP logo there, but there's also a PlayStation 2 Slim right there as well. Very cool. Another commercial door. And then, you can see the action here where it lifts up, revealing box art for SingStar. And I can't make that out over there. That might be like ATV or something like that. But this lifts up, and then you can walk in from here. Get some nice air in there as well, right? Very functional, right? So there's a lot of things you can do with this if you're looking to restore it the way that Sony had it, which, look, it's actually got a decent makeup of it still left over. The TVs are still there, which I think is important to note. What's also important to note is this iToy logo in the far corner back here, which it does appear to be like a sort of embossed, stamped on logo with the wall. So, I mean, you've got like some genuine PlayStation memorabilia and signage going on there, which is very cool. So Sony was probably demoing not just PSP and PS2, but PS2 kiosks that also had iToy set up as well. So That's very cool. Probably just SingStar though, since SingStar will be pointing at you and you could be looking at yourself, acting all silly and goofy. Oh, look at us, just having fun in the PlayStation Underground, experience trailer. A lot of space though, right? It says when everything's opened, just under 1,000 square feet or something, clear open space, nice. It's very homey, very roomy, so you can leave this center wall up and. I mean, the TV's already there. Got PlayStation buttons sliding down vertically. And what I love about the commercial doors, right, is that that's light, that's sunlight, natural light coming in. You want that stuff to come in. You will have to get a company to come out though and probably put some kind of not sealant, but maybe like a film or something, right? Because you're going to want to be able to reduce the sun exposure. So when you have all your valuable PlayStation collectibles in here, you don't get sun damage on your stuff, right? So you're going to want to probably get that kind of service done. But really, this needs a lot of work. What's annoying me is that no PlayStation hardware has been left over. That's all been, stripped out. Because I would presume PSPs were here. Maybe they had some kind of weird thing in the middle here. Maybe it was a big TV or something and that's missing. Or maybe it was like some kind of big, fake, cool PSP that was like big and oversized. I don't remember exactly what this thing was supposed to look like fully complete. So it will be a little difficult to put this thing back together. Also, the flooring up here. So, I mean, look, yes, it's a fixer-upper. You're going to have to do some work. I mean, I can see that right there. And I'm not jazzed about the color. But look, these things it needs a little bit of TLC. But look at all these TVs you got. You got a bunch of kiosks ready to go, right? Maybe get a lawn party going. So you can... okay, it was ATV for that box art. ATV for Off-Road Fury. Not loving the box art choices that they had with this thing on the road. So, given the time period of when this was active and rolling around, no PlayStation 3 at the time. But we do have what appears to be just a random assortment of things that are heavily caked in dust. But you take that dust off, you might have some usable parts. Maybe there are some PlayStation goodies tucked away in there. You don't know, right? That's the problem with these sort of things, right? You can't go investigate it yourself. Oh, look at this. We got Fetter's Unitary Products. So, okay, aired, cooled, outdoor use only. All right. Model number. These are things to know. These are things you want to know about if you're going to be dropping a cool 70,000. But again, you could probably get this for cheaper. It's a Kohler model 6. Is that a Q? 60R, whatever the hell. Single phase, 3-phase voltage. Not an electrician, so can't really help you there. You're probably gonna want to get an expert on site to take a look at this thing. Oh, engine serial number. That's great. Good that we have that. There it is, all closed up. Very good. I like it. Very usable. Oh, we've got 2 more. See, this is the problem. You got to figure there were more box art posters up here, right? You've only got NBA 07 and then SOCOM. This was probably right before PlayStation 3, given that they've got these 2 box arts here. And I don't remember what SingStar they had up there, and I can't remember when ATV Off-Road Fury 4 came out. But now we got a good idea of exactly when this was. Probably right before PlayStation 3. Which is frustrating, because if it was a PS3 one, oh boy, I mean, I was thinking about, possibly pulling out in home equity loan, or really, who needs this house when I could be living in this? But if we go over here, this is the coup de grace, though. You get... This is what's like so funny to me, is that nothing in here just says a single thing about this being a PlayStation Underground trailer, but... Here is the actual material. Okay, so it is 2006, right? So I guess I was being a little silly there. Yeah, we know for sure this is exactly when it's from. Upside down picture, which I love. Or at least this photo is upside down. These are right here. Overview, PlayStation history. Don't need that. Marketing works history, vehicle overview. Very important. Event site construction. Get this thing set up for whatever it is that you're doing. And, this says PlayStation Experience 2006 training manual. Oh, training manual. So you could get prepped for, maybe starting a business with this thing. Ooh, what the hell was I thinking? Don't live in it. I mean, you've got a full-blown business. You can start operating this thing back up. Although the problem might just be that if you do that, Sony might pull a little bit of a that thing that Domino's did with their, little delivery. What were they? Chevy Sparks or something, and like some of them got totaled, and then people went to go buy them, like Sam Crack on YouTube, and he bought one, and then Domino's was like, "Oh yeah, that's super cool. Can we get that back, please?" And they like were looking to pursue legal action or something because they just didn't want the thing to be restored and then used, or like whole weird situation with that, right? So if Domino's is willing to be a little bit litigious over their vehicles, then you never know. Sony might want to do the same thing. But having said that, this is a very nice complete package. I mean, I don't see how. I'm baffled. 4 days and it's still not gone. It's beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. This really is a. I hate saying Holy Grail, but like that's kind of what this is. You've all probably noticed I refrain from using like that phrase Holy Grail. I don't know what it is. I just never cared for using that. Maybe that's just me trying to be contrarian or whatever. Jesus, I can't speak right now. It's getting late. Got to go to bed. But yeah, it's like I don't like saying that, and I also don't like when you ever like go on the game collecting subreddit or something, and it's like it's the most useless subreddit ever more often than not, because it's so many people that are just posting their latest pickups, and it's always how'd I do, went to Goodwill, went to this, went to GameStop, bought this from Marketplace, how'd I do, guys? And it's always one of two things: either the guy got ripped off big time and the comments are just going to cheese him like crazy, and this is usually the case, it's like an ego boost, because clearly we all know how you did. You got a bunch of valuable games worth $500 to $1,000 and you paid next to nothing for it. So it's like, what are you asking that for? You know how you did. You did amazing. What do you want people to just tell you that you did fantastic? Super weird, really bothersome. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen them in a while. Maybe they like stopped allowing those posts on that subreddit. But what's so weird, right, is that me and Terrell, we always clowned on that kind of post that would show up, and we're like, God, this is so annoying. Why do people always do this on the subreddit? But then you realize, like, maybe this was us being naive, but that's like everywhere. All over Reddit, like any sort, it doesn't matter what the group is for. It could be for arborists or butchers or gosh, I don't know, movie theaters or deck building. Like it's so weird. The most niche, minute thing, TV too high, which I love that subreddit, by the way. It's real good validation that people are indeed mounting their TVs too high, and I'm not the only one who thinks, like, my God, TVs don't belong above a fireplace. They don't belong damn near up to the ceiling. Like, put them down to eye level. So really validated that subreddit exists. But all of them, it'll always be some form of how'd I do? Just got this cut of meat from my butcher. How'd I do? Like, what is wrong with people? Why do they want validation like that? It's so bizarre. It's so weird. And anyway, I'm going to go to bed, but I thought you'd all want to see this thing. 1999 Craftsman double expandable stage. PlayStation history right here. I'll see you all in my next video. You take it easy.